Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At cprfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callan Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at cprfirm.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. We are here this evening. December the 4th, Wednesday. Put on my watch here so I can keep up some things. Oh, we got a lot to discuss tonight. Few topics. Definitely the main topic. We got some other topics in between. So I hope all y'all doing good. As we try to close out the year, we want to close out the year strong. So if you are part of those people, I think, 50-some% people who watch all the time but don't subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. I mean, you hear all the time. I mean, you might as well, right? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. That way you know what's going on with not only myself, but all the other great journalists who are a lot better than me at a lot of this stuff. I tell them in the meeting, I said, some of y'all are way better than me in a certain way. Y'all put stories together. Maybe some of y'all delivery is a lot better than me. I have no problem admitting someone is better than me in anything because it doesn't hurt my feelings to say that to somebody, right? I want people here that's better than me beyond with you because that way, if a lot of people here better than me, I can maybe slowly fall back a little bit at times when I want to, right? Because in order for us to grow this thing, I got to move around. And sometimes I got to move around outside the country. So if I have some people here that's just as good or way better than me, then it gives me the freedom to do that. On top of that, we definitely want to close the year strong with the African Diaspora News Channel app and the Google Play and Apple App Store. It'd be great if we had about 10 people today to join for the year. That'd be great. That'd be a good thing to see today. Sometimes we've had that happen at times. Like, I've had like 10 people, 12 people at times join after a live stream. They join for the year, or maybe they join for quarterly or something like that. But yeah, we can get 10 people to join for the year. That'd be beautiful. Close out the year strong. 2025 coming up real quick, ladies and gentlemen, 2025. And this year for me was definitely a lot of learning. A lot of learning I had to do in 2024. And I'm glad I had to go through this process of learning a lot of things, definitely, like say just in business and just, life, but also business. And just to look at how we set things up as black people, just because I think all black people do the same thing to a point. If you do the research, that old video, How to Sell to the Negro. Go watch it. It's on YouTube. And even to this day, that video is accurate because they say how we prioritize, name brands and all of that. And sometimes the name brand's not even good. You probably can get something that will save you money, sometimes even better than that name brand, right? So it's just a lot. Or sometimes how we go and buy name brand cars. And yet we'll go sit up here and go buy a G-Wagon, but we were still renting. We'll go buy a G-Wagon or some other Mercedes and we really can't afford it. But you want the image of you get successful or you look good or whatever. Listen, your budget should be a Honda Accord, not a G-Wagon, but you're killing yourself to pay this G-Wagon and for what and for who? It's a car, bruh, or sis. It's a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Why are we killing ourselves with car notes and we can be saving some money? Because when you get that G-Wagon, the car insurance is going to be more expensive for the G-Wagon versus that Toyota Camry or the Toyota Tundra or something. You know what I'm saying? So we need to look at all this. So like I said, every day I'm learning more and more stuff, even about the car. You talk about how credit works in America. I do research about overseas and how they move and without having a credit system, especially in Africa, not having a credit system, when they say they own their car, they actually own it. When they own their house, they actually say they own it because they don't have a credit system to pull on. And I really believe the credit system keeps a lot of us enslaved because, the scriptures teach, the debtor is enslaved to the lender. And as long as you're paying payments and we never own anything, as black people, I never understood until maybe this year why my grandfather always said, I ain't never buying a brand new car. I'm going to get a used car. And he never explained why, but he just said it. But now, like this year, I've been doing a lot of research into that stuff. Like the depreciation value is so bad off of you. You go buy a 2025 right now. You drive that thing off the lot, it depreciates right off the back. And by the time you get to the third year of that vehicle, depreciation is horrible. Versus if you go buy a vehicle, as the research shows, 1 year to maybe up to 3 years, right? If you go buy a vehicle like that, as long as you buy a good one with minimal miles, because you can go find, like, let's say it's 2024. Let's say you go buy like a 2022 with 15,000 miles. It was taken care of, right? So only 15,000. You would get more bang for your buck. And sometimes the game of them vehicles that some of y'all want, black folk, you could actually go get you a Mercedes, but you need to get you a used one. All right. But the problem with Mercedes is it's not really a good lasting car. Number two, the maintenance is too high. So why? But we got to look at how we spending, because then when we get in hard times, you know what I'm saying? Even in the business side, we got to be conservative there. I had to learn a lot of that myself this year, right? So just think about that as we go into 2025, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you have a great year next year, don't spend everything. Put some money up for a rainy day, and that way if something else happens, boom, you good. So, all right. You say your grandpa said the same thing. You say your 2017 runs like a champ. Yeah. And keep that 2017. Listen, you could put some new paint. You can go take that same 2017, go put a brand new paint job on that 2017. If you got any dents, you can take it to the body shop. You can go put some brand new tires. You can go put some, you can literally buy everything for that 2017 that you have, right? It don't mean your car got to look horrible just because it's an older car. No, a coat of paint, couple of tires. You can redo the interior. Hell, if you want, I don't know if you got leather seats, but you can put leather seats in there. You can change the whole dashboard. You can do anything you want to do on the vehicle and look brand spanking new. So you ain't got to have a beat up car just because it's an older car. So, yeah. So anyway, you said your grandpa say cash for everything. Yeah, the old people knew, man. The old people knew. But unfortunately, a lot of them passed away, and we didn't. It was a big gap of knowledge a lot of us did not get. But that's okay. With AI, we're learning, right? All right, so let's get to the first thing I want to talk about. Where's my brothers and sisters on the continent? Even though this happened in the United States, though, but I'm gonna talk about my brothers and sisters on the continent for a minute. Them folks, oh boy, and Kellen's in there. Kellen, you shared this link, so you already know what I'm about to talk about. This is at Colorado State University. Talking about, I think it's called A Taste of Africa or something like that. Okay, just remember I said Taste of Africa. All right, mate. Well, I want y'all to watch this. This is on one of these series called Oh Hell No. Oh Hell No. Watch this.
But I keep hearing my people, but I'm not seeing my people.
Okay, now that was definitely oh hell no, because it said Taste of Africa, a celebration of culture. Last time I checked, that wasn't white culture. Last time I checked, right? But now let me talk about my people in the continent, though, because I've been there. And in the white people, no matter if they come from America, they come from Europe, wherever they come from, they go to those same type of shows in the African continent, and they're over there they want to dress like them. They want to dance like them. And the deal is, you know, as an FBA, you sit back, think about this. You peeping this, right? So you know our relationship with the folks. So you're sitting here peeping this like this, watching. And some of the brothers and sisters over there, they get tickled to death. It's like they get tickled to death about it. They think it's so cute. That's what I picked up on it. They think it's so cute when they do all that. Like, oh, look at them. Oh, look at them. This is so great. And you look at other FBAs, they'll be kind of like, man, like that, you know what I'm saying? Because we know, yeah, you think it's cute, and then the next minute, they put a patent on what you thought it was cute, and now they making trillions of dollars off of your culture, but you couldn't get a dime. And then now you ain't thinking it's cute. Now you're going to say cultural appropriation and all that. Y'all, like black folks, I don't know what's up with y'all with that. Can y'all stop doing that in the continent, ladies and gentlemen? And also some of y'all here in America too, you know, stop teaching them everything. Tell them, like, show us the greatness of European culture, please. We want to learn about your culture. Yeah, I mean, think about everywhere I've been, whether Latin America, they're trying to dress like them, be like them. In the African continent, they trying to dress like them, be like them. I'm like, man, it's like, I never see them saying, you know what, when I go over there, I'm not trying to say, you know what, I'm about to adorn myself like the people over there. Now, let's say if I go to an event, or they say, hey, man, you want to, okay, maybe I'll do it. But you know what, it would look more appropriate if I wear something like that. Because really, until I open my mouth, let's call it what it is. Until you open your mouth, they don't know really what you are until you talk, especially in some places. Now, in Ethiopia, of course, you're staying out. But if you go to, you know, let's say a place like Kenya, until you open your mouth, they don't know. You know how many times I've been told in Kenya, oh, I thought you was Kenyan, till I open my mouth. So anyway, I don't think that's cute. I never did. I've seen other FBAs be looking like, man, like that. So, yeah. Brothers and sisters in the continent, that's not cute. Because it's the thing. They'll go sit up there and dance with you, sing with you, whatever, but their government is oppressing you. Their governments are taking your resources, or their governments are paying your leaders to do you wrong. So they control your leaders, and your leaders do whatever they want to do. Then a lot of you want to leave the country. You say the country is messed up. Well, it's because their cousins and their governments or whatever is paying your leaders to do you wrong. That's why, like, you know, they say, oh, I don't know why you FBAs so hostile. Because we've been living with them for about 400 some odd years. We know who they are. Y'all don't, but we do. So if the FBAs is in the continent telling you about who these people are, listen to the FBAs. We have the PhDs in white supremacy. We have the PhD. Y'all complaining even in Cape Town. Look all the folks that went over there, they gentrifying the place. They putting out the black people. They putting out the colored people. What are they doing? Listen, y'all, if you listen to the FBAs who have the PhD in white supremacy, we would have told you no matter where they go on the earth, they don't want to live in peace with us. They want to they feel like they got to be on the top. They feel like they can't be in harmony with everybody. Say, hey, look, let's get along. Let's work together. No, they want to be at the top. And if they can't be at the top, then they mad. They say, oh, they being oppressed. Like in South Africa. Oh, we're being oppressed. Oh, look what they doing to us. Man, ain't nobody in South Africa oppressing them. I've been there. They are living good. They walk around. They're like they own the place. They are not being oppressed. Not a single black person is messing with them like that. That's not happening. No, they feel oppressed because they feel like I'm oppressed because I'm not at the tip top. That's oppression to them. If I'm equal, that's oppression. So I got to be at the tip top. Then I feel like I'm free. You understand? So yeah, man, it's just listen to the FBAs. We and shout out to South Africa too, because I'm noticing the South African viewership is increasing. I'm looking at some numbers. So shout out to South Africa. They was like the actually number 2 country that watched us the most after the United States last month. So shout out to South Africa. All right. Now, another thing we want to cover after that. Listen, that could have been a whole stream, right? Of that one video, but we got a lot to cover. Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard. There has been some developments with Super Mayor. Well, you know, she was trying to run for re-election again for Thornton Township. That's where she's the supervisor at. And then, you know, she's the mayor of Dalton, Illinois, right? So she calls herself Super Mayor, right? Supervisor, mayor. Well, I want you to see what the Democrats pulled on Super Mayor there. Let's go ahead and check this out real quick.
Lined up early and in the code for the Thornton Township Democratic Caucus. Everyone outside and those inside the auditorium were here to vote on who will be the Democratic nominees in the township, including the coveted supervisor position. And Tuesday night's caucus left the current supervisor, Tiffany Henyard, fuming.
You didn't run none of this the right way. Illegal. Napoleon.
That's Henyard pleading her case to committeeman State Senator Napoleon Harris. As a committeeman, Harris set the rules Tuesday night, the first caucus in Thornton Township in nearly 30 years.
The person who says this seems to be outdated, you say what to that?
People in Thornton Township may be new to caucuses because they haven't had them in a while, but this has been the tradition for many other townships around the state.
And those in this room came out to see if Henyard would get the nomination, an uphill battle for the controversy surrounding her administration. Henyard was not in favor of the caucus.
I will be suing everybody tomorrow. This is illegal.
This is illegal in your favor?
Illegal.
Okay. So let's talk about it. I mean, your concern is you brought people in to pre-bus.
All the people outside. They let no one person in.
Henyard used Thornton Township buses to transport supporters, mostly seniors. Yet many of the supporters did not get inside the packed auditorium of 600 people.
This is a process that's been going on way before me. And it's just I'm exercising my rights as the committeeman to hold a caucus.
And it is legal. When it was all said and done, the caucus voted, and Henyard did not get the nomination. Yet listen to who the caucus placed on the ballot.
The Democratic slate that would represent Thornton Township at the April 1st consolidated election reads as follows. For Supervisor, Napoleon Harris.
Henyard left emotional and upset knowing her name will not appear on the April ballot, to the pleasure of many in the room.
I think it's very unfair that I don't get a chance to make the decision of who I want where.
And who did you want to vote for?
I wanted to vote for Tiffany.
She came late, and then she had an attitude because they couldn't get in.
Henyard can only become a write-in candidate, which her supporters say is not impossible.
I think enough people know her name to write her name in, and I believe we could still win it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that is the drama that happened with the Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard. The Democrats did a caucus, ladies and gentlemen, and they did not get her on the ballot. The state senator Napoleon there, he's on the ballot. So they say she can't even put herself as independent on the ballot because she ran in the Democrat caucus. So she can't do that. They can only write her name in. Now, of course, it has nothing to do with the election for the mayor of Dalton, right? But at least in Thornton Township, they are done with Tiffany Henyard. She says she going to try to sue and put cases, but they said it's illegal. So we'll see what Tiffany try to do. I don't know. but Tiffany, I mean, come on, Tiffany. Them people been at your neck for months. What you thought was going to happen, right? And they haven't did a caucus, they said, in 30 years. Not even 30 years. Like I said, I think Tiffany's funny. I think she's funny. I hope she get a podcast or something after she get out, do a podcast or something. I think she'll be good doing a podcast. I mean, she's entertaining. She's very entertaining. So she can do a podcast or something, run the bag up or whatever. People are watching or whatever. So that's that. Yeah, they caucused her out, y'all. They did a caucus. Oh boy. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we finished talking about the super mayor and all of that. So let's go ahead on and get to the meat of what we're going to talk about tonight. And make sure you get your pens and paper for sure. Yeah, Tiffany be all right. She should be all right. So that was a brother. Let me get my screen up over here. There was a brother that worked for the U.S. Department of Labor. And this brother lost his job after 23 years of working for the U.S. Department of Labor, ladies and gentlemen. And he lost his job during the Biden-Harris administration. You know, your ski-wee sister girl. You know, that so-called black woman. And speaking about, since Kamala Harris is the black, by that logic, Trump just nominated the first black FBI director, Kash Patel. Let me show y'all what Kash Patel looked like on a Google screen real quick, so y'all can see the first black. Let me pull up Kash Patel real quick. He's been nominated as the first black FBI director. There you go, right there. Okay, let me pull up Kash Patel. There we go. Let me see here. The screen is where's my screen at? Right here. Boom. That's gonna be the first black FBI director. I mean, according to all the Democrats and according to the Boule and the Ski-Wee and all that, right? I mean, shoot, Kash Patel right there. He gonna be the first black FBI director. Cause y'all swearing up and down Kamala was black, so hey, he come from the same community that Kamala come from. Mr. Patel here, so. Get ready for the first black FBI director, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to make sure to put that out there. All right. So, an Atlanta Black Star actually put this out, and it tells you here is aggressive, intimidating. Said black attorney denied bonuses, demoted, then eventually fired after calling out systemic racism at the U.S. Department of Labor. His brother had filed a lawsuit. Now, why our ski-wee sister did not help him out? Why? So let's go ahead on and talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. So it said a federal judge had ruled on Monday that a civil rights lawsuit by a black attorney who was fired in 2023 from a high position in the U.S. Department of Labor can proceed with his claims of racial discrimination and retaliation. As Oscar Hampton, formerly a regional solicitor for the department in Philadelphia, has been fighting his demotion and eventual dismissal for 2 years, first internally and then through a lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, ladies and gentlemen. Now, say before firing, it's in September 2023, during the Biden-Harris administration, Hampton was the top civil litigator who had worked for the DOL since 1989. There are people in the chat right now who wasn't even born yet when this brother got his job. It's saying led his office's legal team to victory in an overtime pay case with a jury verdict of $22 million for 7,500 workers at battery maker East Penn, one of the largest verdicts in the department's history. This one black man had got this black man right here got a $22 million settlement for 7,500 workers, okay? Let's say one of the largest. All right, cool. Yet they let him go. All right. I say, but even as he presided over the complex employment law case, Hampton alleged that he faced retaliation from white supervisors. Oh, we're surprised by that, y'all. Those of us that work jobs, for complaining about desperate treatment, systemic discrimination, and a hostile work environment that he and other black lawyers were contending with at the Department of Labor. Now, I say his lawsuit claims that in response to his complaints, his supervisor launched an investigation into his management style, made false and substantiated allegations against him, demoted him, unfairly denied him pay and bonuses, and damaged his professional reputation before ultimately terminating him. Now, black Americans, let's talk here for a minute, black Americans. How many of y'all, and of course any brothers and sisters that's from the diaspora that lives here too, I'm talking to you too. How many of y'all know exactly what he's talking about? You may not work at the Department of Labor, but how many of y'all went through the same thing? Anytime, if you not only point out systemic racism or discrimination, if you point out their nepotism with each other, that's stuff like that starts. If you point out how lazy one of them is, or how you see them being lazy and yet you're working hard and you're doing different things. Let me tell you something about black folks on the job. Black people can't even be lazy at the job. They can't, because they will fire black people for being lazy. They will let you go. Black people not only have to work hard, they have to know all the company policies and procedures. They got to make sure to show up to work on time, right? If you clock out 2 minutes late, they're going to say something to you, or definitely clock in 2 minutes late. If you clock out 2 minutes early, they're going to say something to you. How many of y'all had jobs where you literally had to stand at the time clock like 2 minutes? You waiting for 2 whole minutes. Because like if you clock out, you clocked out early. Your relief is already there, right? And yet they want you to clock out exactly at 5 o'clock, not 4:58. Or they're going to say you left early and we're going to penalize you for leaving early. That's why I don't like their system of employment. No. And I could never have that system. Well, you so micromanaging every freaking thing. Working for them people, beyond with you, it do feels like a form of slavery. They got to know every single thing you're doing, why you're doing it. You got to stay busy. You got to do this. You got to do that. Oh, your time. Oh, did you punch out? Did you punch in? Did you do this? Did you do that? Like, man, leave me alone. Look, over here at African Diaspora News Channel, I don't tell nobody here what time did you start making content. What time you started editing? Hey, what about that graphic design? What did you do there? Right? Oh, Kellen, what time you start work? You know, hey, the CPA, what time you was starting to look into this? Hey, this one, that one, what time? Man, look, long as the work get done, I don't care. I don't care if you woke up and you got in your bed clothes, you did what you had to do and back to bed. I don't care. Long as the work is done. That's it. Just long as the work get done, man, you ain't got to even leave your bed. If you can do your work from your bed and just type something and like, I'm going to sleep the rest of the day. Hey, long as the work is done, I am so cool with you. You ain't got to even get out your bed with me. That's how laid back it is over here. And that's the way it's going to stay. Now, we have to start doing some work, and we do at times. We get a little busy. Okay, we knock it out. But from what at least the feedback I've gotten from everybody that work over here, said, man, I like how it is here. Nobody ain't on me all the time. No. All the time you hear me saying something, is some work not getting done. I'm like, hey, what's going on with that? Or what's going on with this? And that's not even all the time. It's just sometimes we get a rush of work sometime, and then, we got to coordinate that. But man, working for these people? No. And I get it. The brother was there since 1989. Okay. I mean, shoot. I mean, he's trying to work on a pension and all that sort of thing. So I get it. I get it 2000%. These people working, how many of y'all had worked for jobs with them and then you actually transition out those jobs and you actually got your own, business now, right? Don't you feel like you just literally escaped a plantation when you got away from the working for them? Seriously. Because working a federal job, you're working for them. You ain't working for black folk. I don't care what supervisor you got. All that mess about demoting him, not letting him get bonuses, trying to mess up his reputation and letting him go. That's it. They do that everywhere. Every job they do that. That's why I told y'all they are the same everywhere they go. It don't matter what country, it don't matter what. And it's not me just saying, oh, why he say they? Because that's what I've seen. It's cultural for you guys. It's a culture. That's how you operate. And that's why even some people in your own community can't stand you either, because they don't like your oppressive ways. Trust me, some of the comments, the worst comments I ever heard was from other white people, right? Well, let's go on and continue. So the brother, he's seeking to get his job back, and he want to be awarded for compensatory and punitive damages and for injunctive relief that will force the DOL to revamp his anti-discrimination policies and procedures. Remember, this is under Biden and Harris. This is all this happened under. Now, let me get back. Hold on. I got to point something out. Where's the Democrat Shields? Democrat Shields, you come to the front, please. Democrat Shields to the front. Democrat Shields to the front. Let me ask you a question. This man kept his job during Trump. And y'all said Trump was the biggest racist out there. Why he didn't fire him during the years he was still working at the Department of Labor during the Trump administration? During Trump. And you Democrat Shields said Trump was the biggest racist. So why this firing didn't happen during the Trump administration? I'm trying to figure that part out. This man got let go during the Biden-Harris administration. But the Democrats supposed to be our friends. I told you some of the worst things that happen to black people is in Democrat cities, Democrat states. Mass incarceration of black people always happen in Democrat cities. Some of the worst police departments ever is in Democrat cities. You know, you talk about that. Oh, man, the LAPD. LAPD. Democrat state, Democrat city. Okay. Man, Chicago police, man, they horrible. Democrat state, Democrat city. You start seeing a pattern. The Central Park Five. Oh, Democrat state, Democrat city. Democrat elected officials. Democrat DA, Linda Fairstein, right? Well, Trump put out an ad, and at the time, Trump was what? A Democrat. But nobody brings up that part, because Trump was a lifelong Democrat until he started to run for president. I hope y'all know that. That's why he was giving money to Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and them, because they were Democrats like him. But anyway, right? History, right? They don't bring that part up by Trump. All right, so let's continue. It said, according to the complaint, is that throughout his employment, certain white attorneys targeted Hampton and other black managers, so not just him, with racist and biased complaints based on racial tropes, complaining that Hampton was overbearing, intimidating. Oh, how many times y'all heard that, black people, being intimidating? Confrontational and aggressive as an attorney and manager. Yeah, let me show y'all how black people are intimidating. I'm gonna show you what they mean by you're intimidating. Okay, you ready? You ready for the example? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All those seconds I didn't say something, I just stared at the screen. That's what they mean by you're intimidating. If you don't say a word and just stare at the wind, or God forbid you are introvert, God forbid you're that, right? God forbid that you just don't deal with people too well and you just kind of like to keep to yourself. God forbid that, because overbearing, let me tell you what that means. Overbearing means you're not a pushover. You're not going to let them folks talk to you any kind of way. You're not going to let them make you do jobs. It's not your job. You're going to put them in their place. You're overbearing. Confrontational. Once again, you're not going to put up with no stuff from them. So you're confrontational. Listen at the words they throw at you. You're overbearing. You're intimidating. Not because you're out there being Debo on the job. No. You just stand up for yourself. Sometimes you don't say much. You're also intimidating if you won't talk to them. How many of you black people have been brought into the office and say your coworkers feel like they kind of intimidated by you or they think you don't like them? Huh? What did I say to them? No, nobody said you say anything. They say you just don't talk to them. You're kind of quiet. You're to yourself, and they feel like are you okay? Like, well, like why are you so quiet? Like, these people want to colonize us so much. They want to colonize the thoughts in our mind. If we don't speak, they feel uncomfortable because they say, wait a minute, he's not speaking. She's not speaking. At least when they're talking, I know what they're thinking. But if they're quiet, I don't know what they're thinking. Oh, my God. How many times black folks have dealt with that? Okay. Like I said, so I know he's not lying because we all dealt with this, right? Let's continue. Let's say one white attorney, Judson Dean, referred to a black female attorney who worked under Hampton as his flying monkeys. Sound about right. And leveled unfounded accusations of incompetence against them. Yeah, incompetence. Black people are usually 10 times more educated than them on jobs because we have to be. It said Mrs. Dean later complained that Hampton just powers over people. It said Oscar Hampton is physically imposing. And it has one of the deepest and loudest voices. Oh God. Oh God. I don't personally see. Well, I do see. Listen, Dr. Umar. Look, Dr. Umar. Let me say something to Dr. Umar for a minute. Dr. Umar, do you now get why some of the, as you say, snow bunnies be over there talking to the brothers? Could you imagine some of they women, like they look at some of they men, they're like, that dude weak. He's sitting up here scared of another man. Like, his voice is deep and loud. Like, really? That's why sometimes they be pushing up on brothers. That's why. Women like that. Like, who's the most dominating? Women want to be around people who's dominant, no matter what color they are. They want to be around dominant men, okay? And that's what some of them get mad about, too. It's not even that you even fooling with some of they women. If they women giving you attention and you kind of like trying to put, like, hey, man, I ain't down with all that, bro. Like, they get mad about that, especially if one of them look good to them. But anyway, let me get back. So they say when Hampton complained to his direct supervisor, Stanley Keene, the deputy solicitor for regional enforcement, about such racial slurs and harassing and discriminatory conduct, Keene took no steps to investigate or correct it in violation of Department of Labor policies. Remember, he was let go under Biden-Harris. Where was Kamala Harris to defend this black man? But she talking about she gonna be there for black men. Why she wasn't there for this black man? It's that Keene repeatedly showed his animus toward black employees and their complaints and treated them differently than white employees. Hampton alleged, say, for instance, Keene micromanaged the pleadings and strategy for cases brought by black attorneys when not doing the same for white attorneys. Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Micromanaging black people and not micromanaging the folks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds about right. I've been there, done that. It's like his supervisors also resented Hampton's comments about the disproportionately low numbers of black attorneys in the department and demurred, when he asked them to produce demographic data on employees to analyze the issue. Well, seems like the Biden-Harris Department of Labor didn't believe in DEI after all, right? Didn't sound like it to me. As Hampton says that Keene and other white attorneys engaged in a campaign to remove him from his job after he raised concerns in September 2021 to Keene and Solicitor of Labor Seema Nanda about a black attorney manager who was being subjected to discrimination. Them conspiring to get you fired? Yep, I've been there. I'm pretty sure a lot of you been there too. Nanda directed Keene to investigate the matter, but he did not. As instead, Keene asked Dean to solicit complaints from other attorneys to support a discriminatory and retaliatory investigation into Hampton. The internal investigation over the 2 years found that Hampton has bullied his staff and created a toxic work environment where his subordinates feared reprisal for disagreeing with him and pursuing suspected violations of law and regulations. And a dozen of his subordinates claimed in an anonymous employee survey that at least 15 attorneys had left the solicitor office due to Hampton's rude, abusive, and demeaning behavior, according to the defendant's partial motion to dismiss filed, let's say, in June. Now, remember, the judge said, yeah, he can go ahead on with his lawsuit. We want to make sure that we go back to that. It says a separate audit also concluded that Hampton had misused his government travel card, finding 36,000 questionable transactions between 2016 and 2020, including excess cash advances and unauthorized purchases. Also found that Hampton had fallen behind on payments on the card. Let's say in October 2022, a Hispanic attorney alleged that Hampton was retaliating against her for participating in the investigation of his management practice. She said he had asked her if she had talked to investigators and then told her, "You let me know where you stand," which made her feel threatened. Are you freaking kidding me? See what I'm talking about? And right there is why black people say, nah, we only worry about black people. You see that where was that black-brown alliance in that moment? I don't think he say, hey, let me know what's going on. How are you threatened by that? Like I told you, some of these, now I'm not saying all, because I don't need no emails, but you do have portions of immigrants that come here, and even if they first generation too, they still got that immigrant mentality, and they want to assimilate and they want to be white. And as a black person, you don't know which is which. You really don't know. So this is why black folks are saying now we only focusing on black Americans. We're not focusing on nobody else. Like I said, because that's actually a safe space for us to do. That's a safe space. Because at least I know what was going on with black people. Good, bad, in between. I know black people to that point. You know what I'm saying? And we got too many issues and problems. But how many times have you looked at other groups and thinking, oh, yeah, you know, they're a minority like me and they get it. A lot of times they want your job or they want to get they family on and they'll help you try to get fired. I know a lot of you brothers know about that. Right? Some of you sisters too. It's like I said, this everything that's going on with this man is things that all of us have dealt with. And if he really used that much money on a credit card, why he wasn't criminally charged for it? They say November 2022, he was removed from his position as a regional solicitor in Philadelphia and sent to a field office detail in the Department of Labor headquarters in D.C. while the investigation into his alleged harassment of the female subordinate continued. Remember, he say, you let me know where you stand. That's it. But yeah, that was harassment and threats. Okay. Hampton complained that essentially he was demoted to a staff attorney, according to the DOL investigation report. However, he was allowed to continue working in a high-profile East Penn case as he was the lead trial attorney and had a good rapport with the other attorneys preparing for the trial. Now, in December 2022, Hampton was given low marks for leading people in an otherwise good performance review, which DOL officials say resulted in him not receiving a salary bonus and pay bump he might have. In his complaint, Hampton argues the lower pay he received is evidence of a desperate treatment, let's say, and racial discrimination, and as white regional solicitors who did the same work but did not win nearly as much in legal settlements as he did were paid more. Yep, that's time. Listen, y'all, when we talk about systemic racism, we're not talking about you call me a name. Man, we are the best roasters in America, black Americans. We don't care about that. The systemic racism we're talking about is that right there. You're not only doing your job, you're overperforming, and your white coworker is mediocre. They're not even good. Like if they good, yeah, give it to them. But if they are good, they gonna give them the world. If they mediocre, they still gonna get more than the most exceptional black person. That's what we're talking about. And I'm telling black people this: as long as you work for them people, at whatever level, you going in a system where no matter how well you do for them, you will never, never, never get more than them. The most mediocre of them could come in there and get your pay, your bonus, whatever the case may be. That's why the only freedom that we can have as black Americans is figure out a way to open up our own businesses and have freedom. Or if we're going to work a job, work for a black person who do not want to adopt corporate America. You got some black people that want to be straight corporate America, right? And that, God bless them. But me, I just understand corporate America is just an offshoot of slavery. It is, okay? That's why corporate America wants to, all these corporations give money to the Democrats, because why? They want the immigrants here. Why? They don't want to pay for labor. You understand? Trump talking about mass deportation. That's why so many people was trying him when he was running, because he's about to hurt a lot of people's pocketbook with mass deportations. You understand? So let's continue. So he said in September 2023, the brother was terminated from DOL altogether. This was last year, okay, in September, underneath the Biden-Harris administration, talking about ski-weeing it up and all. Say in notice that stated he should be removed from federal service due to the results of investigation and other alleged misconduct. I said in October 2023, the DOL's Administrative Review Board issued a final decision regarding the racial discrimination complaint Hampton had filed with the Department of Civil Rights Center in February. It said the board found complainant failed to establish that he was subjected to desperate treatment or a hostile environment based on his race, sex, or appraisal for prior EEO as an activity, and granting him no relief in his amended legal complaint filed in March. Hampton says the allegations against him and the reasons proffered for his firing are unfounded, false, and are pretext for discrimination. So his complaint notes that the DOL investigation employees repeatedly testified about his excellent performance, dedicated to DOL's mission, good management, and positive treatment of employees, and he did not create a fear of retaliation. Okay? So he say further argues the employees also testified about explicit racism they observed toward Mr. Hampton. So 8 out of 9 managers, Region 3, testified in favor of Mr. Hampton. The testimony and all the managers as well as other employees, no matter how positive, was ignored. Let me tell you something else. When them folks want to fire you, it don't matter. It don't matter how well of an employee you were. It don't matter how many people speaking well of you. It don't even matter. When they want you gone, they don't want to hear it. They don't even want to hear it. Like straight up, if they want to let you go, man, just go say, all right, man, just go ahead and give me my last check. Let me go get something else. Cause they don't want to hear it. It don't matter what you prove. It don't matter whatever. These people, I'm telling you, the best thing you could do, if you can, brothers and sisters, is not work for them people. They do not treat us right. This brother was with the Department of Labor since 1989. He won a lot of money in cases, and they still let him go like he was a piece of crap. But if he was a white guy that won that case and did so many things for the Department of Labor, man, he could have did everything that he wanted to, and they still wouldn't let him go. Oh, but I know he did a few things, but he look what he did. Like he made a mistake. Everything they do, he made a mistake, and that we shouldn't throw away a 23-year career for one mistake. I mean, it's not even a big thing. How many times have y'all seen that on the job? You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how educated you are, brothers and sisters. It don't matter what you do for them. They never appreciate it. That's why I tell black folk, when y'all came up with that thing called quiet quitting, that was the most beautiful thing ever, especially apply that to working for them. You only do the minimum. You only do the job that you hired to do, and you go home. You don't work no overtime for these people. You don't do nothing. They don't appreciate it. You consider don't you miss a birthday, a holiday, a Christmas, a Thanksgiving, a graduation. Don't miss a thing. Because if something happened to you tomorrow, they'll fire you. They don't care about your dedication. They don't care about if you worked 84 hours a week overtime for them. They don't care about you at all. They don't care. And look at them as, I'm just getting a lick out of this. That's it. And I'm only going to do the bare minimum to get my lick. And I'm moving on. Because they'll fire me tomorrow. Yeah, they conspired to get rid of him. Now, will he get his money? I hope so. I love when black people get their money. Now, they say the lawsuit cites one senior black manager who testified about the racism she observed DOL subjecting Mr. Hampton to. They said, and that the DOL says she was met with open hostility and insubordination, and that is the experience that I've heard with other managers of color in the department. Say a white male manager also testified about Hampton that he likes attorneys who work hard and that would gain you favor. He likes attorneys who place the interest of the people, what we are trying to protect through the wage and hour laws and the health and safety, anti-discrimination laws, and the well-being of American workers over our personal interests. It's saying that if you are doing well in your program areas, he will back you up and support you. He likes to win, and we win. So we have an impressive, it's a region. Our attorneys work hard and get excellent results. He said, I admire them. Okay, that's what a white male manager said. They said the white manager also testified that he absolutely does not fear reprisal. But see, let me tell you something. Even if you're a white person and you're speaking up for a black person, to them, you off code. And they probably gonna get rid of you too. Because one thing these folks do not like, and what I have seen in my lifetime, listen, you know why you say, where are all the good white people at? There's a lot of good white people. But here's the problem. The good white people take a risk. If they open their mouth and really stand up and defend a black person, they understand it's a major consequence from defending you. And we always know, even in history, there were white Americans that were put on the tree too. Why these white Americans were put on the tree? Because they stood up and defended a black person. They say, hey, what are y'all doing? This is wrong. Like, what? No, you're not going to be doing this to them. No, don't. You're not going to go bomb their churches. Like, what are you doing? And they would, and them same ones would grab that white person and put them up on the tree too. See, and them folks never talk about that. They never talk about all the white people in America who tried to fight for black people and how they went up on the tree too for trying to fight for black people. They never speak about it. They rather put up a statue of Robert E. Lee and not a statue of a white person that fought for civil rights. They never want to talk about those white people. So you fast forward today, they said if you defend black people, you are a N-word lover. And that makes you worse than even the black person. And we got to get you. So if a white person speak up for black folk, I'm going to say openly. How many times have they pulled you to the side and like, look, yeah, him over there, he is a racist, okay? Watch yourself with him. Don't say this. How many times y'all been pulled to the side by white people on the job? And a white person put you on game, right, about certain ones or whatever, right? They won't like whispering and hiding or whatever and say, but like, just keep this quiet. Don't say I told you anything. Why they did that? Because they're a decent person, but at the same time, it's a consequence in helping you because they can lose their job for helping you, or they can be kicked out of the greater white community because they will cast them out for helping you. It's the truth. Now, even in the area of dating, their woman is cast out of the community if they're dating a black man or have a child with a black man, they're cast out. Now, the white man, though, is different. Now, in their community, the white man can do whatever he want to do. He can date whatever woman he want. He can have whatever baby he want. He's never cast out of the community. The white woman, she's cast out. That's what some of her problem is with him, that she can't do what he can do, but she's still going to support him, right? All right, remember that. Now, let's continue. Wrap this up. So in his order this week, U.S. District Judge Dabney Frederick granted part of the defendant's motion to dismiss some of the Hampton's discrimination claims, finding that Hampton failed to plead the facts sufficient to support a sex discrimination claim. But the judge did not ever dismiss Hampton's color-based discrimination claim and his wage-based discrimination claim, found that Hampton alleged that the white employees occupying his same job position received higher rate bonuses, even though he had accomplished more and won larger judgments in court. It said at this stage, it said that is enough to support an interference that the department reduced his bonus due to discriminatory intent. And said the Department of Labor has until December 16th to answer Hampton's complaints. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, all this is going on during the Biden-Harris administration. So when she said this, she meant this.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Yeah, she meant that. I am not going to sit here and do something that's going to benefit black people. She's surely going to fight. But you remember the Democrats, she'll say, Kamala Harris, look, she's fighting for black men. Look, she got a whole plan for black men. Look, she loves black men. But yeah, you got black men underneath their administration suffering. No DEI, no nothing. But you want to complain when the Republicans want to get rid of it, but the Democrats don't believe in DEI. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, isn't this great? This is a good thing that we looking into this, and we looking at the hypocrisy of the Democrat Party. Now tonight on the podcast, I'm actually gonna work on that after this. We're gonna talk about Sonia Massey and give an update to that story. But definitely, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button, click the like button as well. Like I said, download the African Diaspora News Channel app from the Google Play and Apple App Store. Once you do that, right, hit create account. You do monthly, quarterly, and yearly. So it'd be great if we can get 10 people to join yearly tonight. That'll be good. You know, hey, why not, right? Join us for the year is up, and you ain't got to worry about even thinking about it for a whole year. But thank y'all for listening, and we'll see y'all on the next one. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I think Sister Vicky going to do 1 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. I was waiting for her to send it to me, but yeah, I think she should be doing the stream tomorrow as well.